Okay, so I'm going to go through two problems today that you have had recently. One of them was to find the distance between the following 2 points, -1, 2, and 5, 5. Okay, so one of the things that we learned about is the distance formula. So distance is the square root of, and then x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, and filling in with the 2 points that we have, that would be, let's do 5 minus -1 squared plus 5 minus 2 squared. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is notice that we have a negative minus a negative here. So a negative minus a negative is a positive. Subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. So in other words, taking away hunger is equivalent to giving you food, right? Taking away debt is equivalent to giving you money. So that's why that happens. So we can rewrite this 5 plus 1 squared plus 5 minus 2 squared. Okay, so I saw that some of you did something very clever here, which is in order to evaluate that inside the square root, you can do this. 5 plus 1 times 5 plus 1 plus 5 minus 2 times 5 minus 2. Okay, like that. And then we can use FOIL, first, outer, inner, last, to evaluate that. And we get 25 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 over here. Plus, and here we have 25 minus 10 plus 4 here. Okay, so here we would have 25 plus 10 plus 1. So that would be 36 plus, and over here we would have 25 minus 20 plus 4. That would be 9. 36 plus 9 is 45. And then we can't forget that this is all really under the square root symbol. So this is all square rooted, this is square rooted, and this is square rooted. Okay, so that certainly works. Mathematically, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I don't recommend that we do it that way. Instead, I'm going to recommend this. So we start here. We have the square root of 5 plus 1 squared plus 5 minus 2 squared. And what I'm going to do instead here is I'm going to simplify this 5 plus 1, and that gives us 6 squared. And then I'm going to simplify this 5 minus 2, and that gives us 3 squared. I don't know why I put one in parentheses and the other one not. But we don't really need the parentheses. Actually, that's just a distraction. I'm just going to take it. Okay, so then we have 36 plus 9, which you can see is also the square root of 45, right? But it saves us from doing all this unnecessary expansion to just simplify it right from here. Okay. Now, if you put square root of 45 into the Pearson product site, it will mark it as wrong, and the reason it does that is because it's not completely simplified. It's not in simplest radical form. So to put it in simplest radical form, we have to take out anything that is a perfect square. That's a multiple of, or that's a factor of 45, right? So what we want to do is look at this square root of 45 as the square root of 9 times 5, right? And so we can break that up into the square root of 9 times the square root of 5, and that would give us 3 roots of 5, and that's actually the answer that the program was looking for. Okay, thanks, and I hope this was helpful.